All right, let's see. All over the place. Turning back to Western Australia today. Let's go. This. Love this map. I played it in 19. Other. Uh, uh. There we go. We're alive. I need to create a character. Mistaken. Fresh. Vertical. I figure that. Just put later. Put later. There. Back. I think it's because I. Okay. So, back. Never had problems with it. So this is by Farmer Bob. Oh. I played this in 19. I played it in 22. This is the 2X, though. When I played in 19, I think it was on 6. In here. Growing. I don't know if I have any crops ready. But yeah, it's nice to see this come back to Farming Simulator. The main driveway. Textures look a lot better than 2219. Like it. Oh, and we have these over here. Farm to table. Drop off. New. This must be ready to go away. Well, let's get a combine in here. See if we can get things moving. Bring up my chat. Oh. Where's my chat? That should be updated, hopefully. Click the whole chat. Like functioning. Go ahead and minimize that. Let's better see what type of equipment we have. I don't know where my combine. This is tanks for fill up. That's yeah, liquid fertilizer 50K. Have herbicide 50. This is our storage. Must have. The yard's a bit different than what. Fuel 1000 and wash station. Oh. Probably gonna truck. Oh, my I-beam tracker software. Need to turn it. That way, if I turn my head, oh, just loading up now. This is just great. It's like complete nostalgia. This is like one of my favorite maps, I guess, from 19 and FS22. Yeah, I gotta bring up the tracking software. Where did it go? Come on. There you are. Turn it on. I don't know if I have to calibrate it yet. Not have to. Nope. Probably do have to calibrate it. I haven't used it in a while. Be my tractor. If you have like a steering column and other components, you might want to get it. Probably been updated the last time I played. But it works with your webcam, and it tracks the movement of your head as you're looking. Great. Here. Why? Calibrate. Look. I think I might have to. Once you start using the I-beam tracker, you just don't want to go without it. Sort of. Reloading up. Oh, I have quite a few fields that I own. 4. I have to reinstall it. I'm gonna try it. Seemed working. Didn't take too long. You just right click. Up. I have a beta as well. Use the default version. And put it on my new hard drive. So yeah, I installed a new hard drive, I think last month. Thing. Let's launch it. Probably that farm. But we'll just save it and then we'll reload it. Other possibilities, maybe my webcam state. Let's see if the webcam needs fixing. There. Okay. Got fixed. I'm just loading up Farm Sim now. Got the back. And then we can try out the map. Well, get harvest. To move the truck out. Get the combo out. Let it load up here. So yeah, it's been a while since I've been on this. And it's on the Mod Hub too. I'm more familiar with the 16 and 4X version. I think I did try the 2X version now. But I kind of didn't really give it much of a shot because it was already established on the larger version of the app in 22. And of course 19. I think 19 never had a standard size. So this time around, I figured I would go with the 2X. How it goes. I don't know if they will come out with a 4X version. Can't remember the original modder, but the original modder made it in 19. And when we got to 22, that's where things kind of flip-flopped because Farmer Bob, I think, did one or two variations. But then the original modder from 19 did, I think, the 16X version for farming 20. So it kind of bounced around a little bit for the sizes in 22 at least. But I remember the 16X maps. You start on one field and that could take, well, depending on your setup, could take you like one or two live streams, I suppose, depending on how long you want to live stream for. Get this loaded up. Jump in the truck. There we go. Eye tracker's now working. Whoop. And the screen go black. There we go. Looking behind me. Alright, let's pull out. What am I going to go? I'll pull over here. They have this big giant auger wagon here. Got to pull this ahead. I guess I'll hook up the other truck to that, I guess. We're all filled up anyways. Okay. Head down here. Oh, we got boars. Not good. I got the auto start still turned. Let's. I'm not a big traffic fan, so I'm gonna shut traffic. Automatic engines. Automatic buy stuff I like to have off. I think that should do it. Maybe I should have pulled ahead a little more. I can get the combine past that, I think. Oh. Let's jump in here and our case combine. Oh, can I go out this? Be a little bit easier. I'm not doing very well out here. On an angle here. What is that? A boat? Please. Little boat. Too much water around. Over here. Okay, hello, Jody Beard, welcome in. How are you today? Starting a new map. Whoops. Very well. Oh no. I got the header the wrong way. Have to turn it around. This is Western Australia. Gonna get started here. I'm gonna just turn it. Good. That's good to hear. Line up my header here. Yeah, I'm excited because I wasn't sure if this map was gonna come to FS25. Hit telephone pole. This off. You don't like this map? That's one of my favorites. Except I keep on bumping into things right now. Look this up. What kind? Oh crap! Do I have to move the trailer out of here? Probably. Bad thing. Okay. Did you try it in 25, or are you just don't like at all? Oh, okay. Yeah, Western Australia is kind of like this. It's kind of, there isn't a lot to Western Australia. It's usually a lot of flatlands like this. I need gold. But I enjoy them. Somehow. Clean it up. Need to make some room. Okay. Back up. Kind of tight in here. Okay, let's go back in. It's it's just too little boring. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Hello, Paul. Welcome in. Exactly. It's very flattish, but that's what you get from Australia. Well, parts of it, anyways. But I love the map. I just love it. It's different. I think it's the tree. Um, I don't know. I just like it. Can't help it. I liked it in 19, and I liked it in 22, and I'm starting to like it in 25 as well, I guess. I'm gonna try to open this up a bit weird here. So, also I learned how to use course play and auto drive in 19 on this map. Great for that. Back up. Try to open up corners here. Hit tight. I'm just gonna go and wing it around the edge. Meaning I'm not gonna guess. Because I think that tree needs to die. I'm gonna do the first headland myself. And then I'm gonna put GPS on. And then I should be fine with that, I guess. I'll probably have to kill that tree. Have to kill it. Okay. But yeah, I've played this is probably, well, this map was one of my first large maps that I played on, what was it, night. It's also how I try to figure out auto drive and course play. And I don't know, it's fair enough, you know, it is not like a very elaborate map, but for some reason it has an appeal to me. So, and it's different, way different than some of my other maps that I like yeah, like a lot of trees, stuff like that. But sometimes if you really want to have like a complete different gameplay, this is what I usually like to jump on. I think it's a very simplified map too. That's why I like it. Like, not just the Western Australia aspect of it, but it's because that there is like, you know where everything is. You don't have to second guess yourself, okay, well, did I miss this turn or did I miss that turn? There's one main road that you follow, and it takes you down to Cargill. I think it's probably still Cargill, unless it's been something. Yeah, so very simple layout. Also, I like the fact that I can get right into doing like harvesting on a big field, like what I'm doing. I think those were the selling that I had when I first got in playing this map in the previous game. Black Sheep modding the French map. Oh, nope, I haven't seen that one yet. Oops, I hit a rock. I don't do a lot of UK maps or European maps that much. Unless they have like very little city. I don't like a lot of roads. I don't like a lot of narrow roads. I like wide roads. I play Farm Sim. I like wide open spaces, I guess you could say. Playing that. I think it's making. I get full, so I have to make a pit stop back up here. Exactly, as a large play style that anyone can play. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut out this corner because I'm getting a little full. That I can bring my truck down. I think there's a railway track. I'm not completely full. Don't think I'm gonna make it all the way around. Let's back up. I'm gonna just take out this headland. We're doing okay. I'll go back and forth a few times here, I think. That probably would help. And then once I get to the end here, I'm going to just put up my auger and I'll go get my truck. Ahead of it. Go. Back up a bit. Just in case. Turn around or something. Okay. Yeah, I've done, I think, a few American maps and Canadian maps, and then Western Australian maps. For myself, anyways. And then a make-believe map, of course, as you guys know, I do PV Rivers. Okay. I'm gonna try a piece of equipment I've never tried before. How it's gonna work out. There's this big giant auger wagon here. I think it's meant for filling seed hopper, isn't it? Well, I think it's meant for what I'm about. Just back up and figure out how this works. I'll turn off the engine because it's a bit loud. I have to have it on for the fight. So. This is not meant for filling up with grain, is it? This is like for filling a seed hopper, right? Is that what this is for? It's a bit weird. How much does it hold? How do I close? Okay, so I can fill it? Okay, maybe then I'll have to close the auger. Oh. Oh. Cover. Okay, well, let me just use this for filling it. Have this out here and we'll fill it up. Yeah, I've never used one of these before. I usually use like the auger wagons that are about that size over here. This is the type of auger wagon that I'm using. Then I pull the tractor in behind. So I'll try this out and see how it goes, and if I don't like it, I'll just sell it and buy the type of auger wagon I used to. Oh yeah, that's right. Gets a little slow driving on the ground here. The truck. Go fill this up here. I wonder what the capacity is on this. Get out. Beep, 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 beep. Loading. Okay, good. Oh, it's filling. Oh, it's segmented, huh? That's interesting. Well, I can see how that would be handy for filling a seed hopper, I guess, or I mean a seeder, because you could probably put your solid fertilizer in and your seed. Weird. Okay, well, I'm gonna use it for now. 60k liters. Oh wow. So that's gonna hold a lot. Maybe I won't sell it. If I might just keep it for filling the seed hopper down the road. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to use it for this entire harvest. We'll see how I feel about it. Okay. We'll see how the unloading of that thing goes. Haven't done that. But 60k, that's quite a bit. So have to see how it goes, I guess. Edge. Oh. Well, what do we got going on here? I don't know what to make of that. Is that sugar cane or what the heck is that? Okay. What is it? Sugar cane. We have sugar cane right here. I don't think it's supposed to be there. Oh, we got more sugar cane. This is hilarious. It's like a mini sugar cane field. That's weird. Oh, missing catch here. I'm gonna try to turn my GPS on. That should be fine. Oh wow. We're gonna do 2 head. There we go. There we go. Much easier. All right. So, Paul, will you be playing this map? And do you think we might get like a 4X version? Because this one is not 4X. I don't think it's 4X. College. I just saw it on the mod hub. I don't know if it's 4X, but I was like, oh, Western Australia is here. Go, let's install it, play it. Yeah, it does look like sugarcane. I don't think it's supposed to be there. There's quite a bit of it along the track, though. I have a feeling that was a mistake. Guessing. I'd need, like, if I was to harvest that sugarcane, I'd need a mini cheap harvester to do that. Because that's I wouldn't buy like a case harvester for that. Oh, here's some more sugarcane up here too. Yeah, I think I'm gonna reverse back. Oh, look at that. Corner now. Yeah. Well, if a 4X, I don't think I can do a 16X. I think it might be a little bit too much for my computer. And if they come out with a 4X, I'll be doing a 4X one. because I think it'll be a lot of fun. And this one I think is a 2x. So, and I just saw it and I was like, oh, I gotta play it. I gotta jump into it. I love it. I think I'm getting a little full. I'm gonna have to pull my truck up here, I think. I thought there was one that came out earlier on. I can't remember what it was called. Something Station. There was like one that came out like last year, I think. Not mistaken. And it's but it's not a 4x. It's a 2x, like this size. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to bring the truck up here. Auger that out. I think I can probably on the edge. For the situation have here. No crocodiles, I hope. Hope I look safe. Nella Creek. Maybe I should look at that one. I thought it was a 2x. I have to try that one out too. I don't know, I'm just in the mood for Australia. Oh. But there was something called Station. I can't remember. Let me see if I can look it up somewhere. I'll look that up later. Willow River? Oh, I've never heard of that one. Well, on Hot 23. I have to write these maps down. Give me a sec. I'm gonna get a notepad. These are two maps I've never heard of. Nella Creek 16x. And then we have Willow River. I'll probably look at this Willow River one. Probably got a river in. Two weeks old. Okay. For Willow River or both of them? Did he review both of them or just the Willow River? Args. That way. Find it. Alright, put that there. I'm gonna look at both of them. He has played on but Willow is 2 weeks. I'll have to go and take a look. Check it out. I don't know if my system can do a 16x map though. I'll probably do the 4x. I can do a 4x. I've never ran a 16x on for 25. Maybe I can do it, maybe I can't. I'll give it a shot, see what happens. But I can do a 4x. I know I can do a 4x map. I know when 25 came out, people were saying that some systems won't do 60 next week. So I don't know the specifics on that. But I can do a 4x map, I know that much. Head over here and we're gonna fill up. I was kind of hoping that my my Fraser Valley map would come out, or the Chilliwack map, but I don't think it's gonna happen, so, which I'm kind of sad about. Deutschland map yet? No. Oh, Jody. Pull ahead a bit. I think I'm ruining crop. No, I'm just not in alignment. Up a bit. I'm ruining someone's crop. Oh, this is my crop. Do I own this field? Yes, I do. Crap. Not good. Let me just park here. I'm gonna make a little hole. I didn't realize I owned that field. Do one of these. Actually, I'm completely empty now. Okay, let's go. Let's see if we can make it back to the fence line. Perfect. Oh, yeah. No, it's quite all right. I'll have to put those one. Are those European maps? It says Deutschland. Guessing that must be. Is that Europe? Probably we'll have to put those on the list. I've been playing a lot of PV Rivers, but I'm just getting. I set my goal to try to get that map done through. What do you call it? Through the life cycle of 25, but I don't know. I'm just starting to get bored on it, so because I was like stubborn, I was gonna say, well, I'm gonna finish that, but now I'm starting to feel bored on it. Not really enjoying that map as much as I did. I mean, I enjoy it. It's just, you know, it's the same thing over and over and over again. So I'm getting kind of bored of it. So lately I've been wanting to try something different. That's why I jumped whenever I saw Western Australia come out. I jumped on it. I was like, I'm gonna get on to that. The European. I'm gonna write those down once I get to the end here. An Italian map I would be interested in doing, I think. I've never played on an Italian map, I'll be honest with you. I've seen some of the, some of the map review videos. And so there is a bit of an appeal to those Italian. I should look at those. Yeah, I'm gonna write down that title. Edo mod map. Deutsch. Yeah, where did my notepad go? There it is. The other thing, maybe I might get into doing like more vineyard stuff too. If I do an Italian map. That would be cool. Let me just clean this up. Oh. That's interesting. You can't take the stop signs out anymore. You can't take the stop sign out. It's hilarious. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna clean up this headland a bit. I'm using the Headland Assistant mod, by the way. So it seems to, like, help with the turning. So yeah, I'll probably look at that Italian map too. Especially if it's got like vineyards on it. I think I might enjoy doing that too. Because I haven't done any vineyard work at all. Not even in 22 either. So I'm kind of missing out on some of the new stuff. Well, I guess old new stuff, I guess. Do the complete headland here. Goes the train. I guess I can make an entrance here too. See how well he makes the turn here. Oops. If it wasn't for the fence, he would have made it. Yeah. Yeah, there's a mod that I picked up. It came out, what, I think about a month ago or 2 weeks ago. And it kind of helped with the GPS. Can't remember the name of it. kind of glad that I had done this manually. Keep on moving along here. Yep. I'm gonna clean up this here. Well, you know a lot more than me, that's for sure. Because I'm just starting to get into doing that. My PV Rivers map, I got a project to put vineyards in. So we'll probably see that. But I think I might actually do, like what you're saying, maybe I might look at a map that might have a lot of vineyards on it or something. To my knowledge, I hear that olives is a better start because there's more involved with grapes there. So I'm going to start off with olives and learn how to do it that way. Yeah, potatoes are great. I do enjoy them. I try to keep a decent sized field though. I don't go too crazy because the larger the field means more work. And I've done some sugar cane. Most people don't like sugar cane. So I've done that. I think actually I have if you do sugar cane, might want the jacktoe harvest. Go into the shop. I think I have the mod installed. I think it's in the sugar cane section. Or I might not have it installed. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, this one. So this is the base game one. That's like what's the width of that? 2 meters. But this one's 3 meters, so you get a little bit more rows. I think I like this one better for one other reason, even though that it does more rows. The trouble with this one is if you're not going like straight up and down, right? Um, if you try to turn, like you put your guy on, like you're using the helper, I find that he has a harder time cutting into things, and it kind of messes things up a bit. But because this is wider, it does a wider cut, so it makes it a little bit more. So I added that, and it's not on the mod hub though. It's I think there's an itch.io to find the itch for it. Get who made. all sorts of mods in here. That's probably don't. The jack goes down here somewhere. Can't remember who made it though. I think one of the South American modders. Yeah, look it up for the itch.io and it'll help. I'm gonna turn that on. So Australia does sugarcane too? I did not know that. I had always thought, well, it was just South America, and I had thought that it was like parts of the United States. I never knew that Australia had sugarcane. I'm gonna go inside cab because it's quieter. Let's see if I can make it to the end. Can you pretty much grow anything in Australia? I think most of the time people are probably focused on like the main grain wheat, probably like wheat and barley and stuff like that. But the pipe out. I have to go get my truck now. Way over here. Northeast state of Australia. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. I kind of figured that maybe you guys would probably have sugarcane, but I wasn't sure or not. I'm going to have to turn here. And then to just back out. Yeah, I'll just drive all the way around, I think. You guys probably do cotton as well, right? Distinct regions. Mostly grain, but in Queensland and Northern Territory, rainforest. Like, lots of different crops. Mangoes, bananas, melons. Oh. See, I don't think a lot of people know about that kind of stuff. As usually we see what we see on TV, and most of the time they don't show all of this other stuff about Australia. They just show the cattle, and then they show the grain, and then that's about it. Right? So then we're kind of left wondering, well, what else can they grow? I did not know they did cotton, sugarcane, and interestingly, bananas and melon. Had no clue. Yeah. That's why I like playing Farming Simulator and live streaming. You meet people from different parts of the world, and then you get the real facts of how things are. Big country, mostly go wide open. Keep cattle. Yeah, That's what I usually see a lot of. Sheep and cattle. And then, of course, the massive, grain harvest, where you've got like a row of 10 combines doing this like massive field that you can't even see the edge of, literally. Um, which is like mind blowing to me. Crazy. But I'm glad to hear that other fruits and vegetables are growing there. I think that's fantastic. Especially fruits like the banana goes with that. That's interesting. So you guys probably, if you said that you have kind of a rainforest area, so that's kind of like tropical. So I imagine you guys can do rice too. If it's kind of like swampy-ish, because I think you need to have like a lot of water available. Man, get heavy. I probably will get myself a proper auger wagon, I think. Because this is slow. I've got my pedal to the metal here. I'm only able to do 17. Oh, crap. Alright. Back up a bit here. Just glad it's not raining, because this would be worse. This big rice area gets watered from Australia's longest river. Okay, so you got pretty much everything. I don't think we do rice in Canada, to my knowledge. Maybe a certain variation we might, but I don't rice here. Just don't have the climate. Maybe the, what do you call it? The long grain rice. We're lucky, but I don't know. I don't much of a rice. We have to import our rice, I think. We just get too cold. Just don't. I think you have to have a lot of like wet and heat. Yep, I'm in Canada. I'm on the west coast, British Columbia. My particular biome doesn't have a lot of grains. So we mainly do, let me see. We mainly do grass and corn. And I guess we will do some fruits though. There are some fruits, at least in my part. But that's up in the Okanagan area, which is like in the, because it gets a little warm during the summer, so you get peaches and stuff like that, and raspberries and berries. There's a lot of vineyards around where I live, so like grapes, not olives. So at least in my neck of the woods of Canada. But when you get to centralized Canada, like Alberta, and you start moving yourself east, you get all sorts of other crops, like, well, wheat and barley and canola, soybean, that sort of thing. That's kind of like the grain basket of Canada. And then if you get more east, you get corn and orchards mainly, I think. So we're kind of like everywhere. We got all sorts of stuff. But we can't do, I don't think we do sugar cane. We don't grow rice. If we do rice, it's probably only in a very small biome area that I'm not aware of. So I don't want to say completely no, but the likelihood is probably. So, what part of Canada are you going to visit? And we do get quite a few Australians here. Some Australians come here to work. But they don't stay here permanently. They'll come here for the seasonal work and then they'll go back to Australia. Usually in the tourism circuit. So we have, at least in British Columbia, I don't know what it's like in other parts of Canada. But we have a ski resort. So we will have some Australians come here to be tour guides or ski instructors or safety instructors or something like that. And then they'll do the season here and then they'll head back to Australia and do a season in Australia, and they'll just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, I think, as I understand it. And then there's firefighting. We get a lot of wildfires in Canada. You guys always send people out to Canada to help out with the wildfire season. And then I think we also send people to Australia to help with your guys' fire season, which is kind of cool. Let's see, yeah. See British Columbia for sure. I kind of figured, yeah. So you probably know what I'm talking about. Which makes a lot of sense, right? We have like some amazing outdoor activities, so people tend to enjoy that. Yep, same here for Australians. You guys are like our southern brothers, pretty much. As well as the Kiwis, too. There's a lot in common. I think in also like temperament, and you know, we're like kind of laid back, I think. It is the best way of saying. So I enjoy it. Well, if you come to British Columbia, you won't really have to worry too much about French. I find that if you move to the East Coast, that's where you're going to see like French being used a lot more. And especially if you go to Quebec. So Ontario and New Brunswick and the East Coast, you'll hear a lot more French. But when you get to where I am in British Columbia, there's not so much of a focus on French. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, lots of sports. Football. There, see, I'm using the right variation. I'm not saying soccer. We're supposed to host FIFA, apparently. It's gonna be in Toronto and Vancouver. So Toronto is Ontario, and Vancouver is in British Columbia. So that should be pretty interesting. We'll probably have a lot of Australians pop out during that time, as well as other folks around the world. But you're going to be amazed when you come here. You're going to see a lot of interesting things when you go to Vancouver. There's a lot of like huge mountains. Because most likely, if you're coming to BC, you're probably going to land in Vancouver. There's a lot to see in Vancouver. There's the aquarium. There's a lot of art. There's a lot of First Nations art as well. There's a lot of monuments. We have it's very, very diverse. It's gonna blow your mind, I think, when you come here. I can't even explain it all, really. You can take boat tours. You can catch a ferry and go across to the island, to or Vancouver Island. Go to Victoria. I mean, it's like you're gonna be like, wow. I think. Have to go get my truck. Whoops. Destroyed some crop. I'm gonna back up all the way. I don't know about this. I'm gonna open that up. To get my truck. I wonder if I put easy dev tools in. Oh, I did. I need to run faster here. I usually leave it at 4x, I think. Yeah, that's better. And because I'm in that area, I think I'm going to try to unload over there. Try that out. What happened? Yep, there's I would say British Columbia is probably exceptionally pro First Nations. We've got some pretty interesting things going on in BC, I would say, as being a British Columbian resident. BC is like a state. We'll just put it that way. We call it a province, but just so that you know what I'm referring to. So, we've done a lot of interesting things where we're a little bit in alignment with the UN declaration, UNIDRIP. I don't know if you know much about that. Basically giving them a little bit more sovereignty over what they can do in Canada, and some of the stuff is just amazing because they've integrated their art in and their history, and each First Nation has its own story and its own customs and stuff like that. It's crazy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. There's a lot of First Nations in Western Australia, isn't there? Yeah. So you're going to see a lot of similarities in that relationship, or that in that way. You're going to see how, mind you, the traditions will be different, of course, but you're going to feel that there's a lot of rich diversity in that regards for first stuff like that. Crazy. And you're gonna see the art like everywhere, pretty much, like totem poles. You're gonna see probably some street names named after certain words, stuff like that. It's like, it's gonna blow your mind. Yep. You're gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be amazing. I think too. One other thing that I noticed that we're just starting, I think just this past year, is that issues that are related to First Nations, in British Columbia anyways, this is not across Canada, this is just in BC, right? Because I guess we're kind of like test bedding it or whatnot. We're allowing them to have their own court system where they can handle their own, disputes and stuff like that, which I think is kind of interesting. So we've come a long way, and it's just becoming more and more interesting to see how everything, becomes what it is. And I think it's great. Gotta back up, I think, here. The other thing too is, I think what I like about it is that it gives them the ability to, provide services to their own people. Is sort of what I like about it. And they can develop, how they want to do things within Canada. And I think that's what I mainly like about it. Because like you said, we have had a history where our First Nations have been mistreated, right? So I find that this is a way of just giving back to them so that they can, do things, right? And not feel, I guess, oppressed, I guess would be the wording. So not everybody shares my sentiment on it, but I think it's a good thing. up. Okay, we're gonna try to figure this out. Try to empty this out. I don't know the best strategy. The other thing too is we're very multicultural too, so you will see, you know, we have Korean, we have Chinese, we have Indian, we have Ukrainian, we have well, French people. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And I think that's kind of that up. Okay, let's see how we do here, guys. Oh. I guess I have to hit overflow, don't I? Emptying out. Will it empty it all? Oh, it's already emptying. Why is it not doing any more? Confused. This is confusing. How do I change the container? Oh, I have to hit O? Confused. Oh, they changed the hit O until I change. Okay. Oh, it's working. Thank you. Okay, I think that's full. Alright, we're figuring that out. Thank you, because I wouldn't have figured that out. I kept on hitting G, because I know on, like, on some mods you have to hit, like, B to do it. Okay, we're doing well. Okay. Fantastic. Can I get it all in there? I don't think so. Or maybe I can. Oh, almost. Almost. I have just a little bit in there. Okay. Head here. Probably have to go and unwrap this one. I'm just gonna back up. It's too much stuff. There. Turn this guy off. Okay. Back into the combine. Cut the edge off a little bit here. And I'm going to hit C in a second. There we go. Yeah, definitely try it out. Especially if you like doing like, I don't know, what you call it, a lot of production. Because that's what it really is, the production map. And there's a lot of interesting things on that map. And I don't know, in that series I've done a bit of terraforming. I've been doing terraforming lately. And a few other things. And I'm trying to build a train on there too. So all sorts of things going on. I also like the bridge project too on there. So I think that's mainly the appeal for me. Is it like an extremely beautiful map? I would say no. But it's, like I said, I understand it as being just basically there to learn production. The other thing that I like about it is that certain things are in certain areas. It's a little bit easier to move things around on that map, I think. So, and I've enjoyed it quite a bit for that aspect of it. Yeah, me as well. And it's right now I'm a little bit frustrated because if you notice, I need to get that train down the slope, right? And initially when I started the project, I thought, well, I'll just put the railroad tracks down, right? And everything would go fine. But then I didn't realize that the track needed to be at a certain degree of an angle. And so that has kind of slowed my project down. But I haven't gotten entirely discouraged because it's given me the opportunity to play with Terraform, right? Which is another mod that I like. And I just sort of figured out a way to sort of compensate for my initial disappointment. Because I had an unexpected turn of events, right? So I was like, okay, how am I going to do this? So then I decided to turn it into a massive terraforming project, which just made it enjoyable. But once I get that slope done, oh man, that's going to be amazing. I'm using, well, the trains that I have on there is from, forget his name. There was a guy that beat Jay Weezy to the punch. I'm actually using both bots, by the way. I'm using Jay Weezy and the other guy. The other guy's FS25. I'm Googling it right now. Yeah, JWeezy and ZCA. So there was a guy named ZCA. Here, I'll put the, yeah, ZCA. Yeah, that guy. But I also got JWeezy in. I recently installed the JWeezy. Because as you know, JWeezy has a lot more trains and more options. But you can use both of them together, by the way. Because when JWeezy finally got his mod over, I was like, well, can I use both mods together? Like, can I connect both tracks together? Can I use both trains together? And the answer is yes. So if you install both of the mods, you're going to be fine. There might be some slight issues here and there, but they're minor. So my gameplay uses both of them. With ZCA, what I like about his mod is that you can make tighter turns if you want to. And then JWeezy, well, he has a lot more track options, and he has a lot more locomotives and cars and stuff. So I find both mods to be useful. Yeah, so he has his channel as well, and yeah, his intro was great. One thing that I like about him too is he, in his initial video for his train mod, he gave props to JWeezy and the work he did, because he had indicated, I think he was inspired by JWeezy. With regards to his mod. But I think overall, I'm happy that both of them have done it. And I don't think a lot of people know that you can make your own train. I think that's just great. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to start doing the train. It may be a bit much, but my hope is one day we'll have like everything that you can think of put into Farmstead, right? So you don't have to, you know, switch games. So if you wanted to do Flight Sim, you can do Flight Sim in Farmstead. Or if you want to do Train Sim, you can do a variation of Train Sim in the game, right? And for me, I usually do enjoy Farm Sim quite a bit. So if I can have other aspects of other games added in, I think that's great. Somehow logically add them all together so that they work together. Go inside cab because it's quieter. Oh. The other thing that I like is I like what FS Miner has done. Like the fact that he's added a lot of construction mods into the game. What else? There's FDR logging. I like that he added logging to the game, like more equipment. There's other modders too that have added these types of mods in, but I usually tip my hat to those that that routinely put those types of mods in. And I think Giants, if a mod becomes very popular, they tend to add it as a DLC at some point. Just like logging, right? Yeah, exactly. So when I see modders like FDR or Jay Weezy or any of those guys that add more to the game, I like those guys because there's always the possibility that we'll see more base game equipment added in and stuff. I have to go get my truck, I think. The both trucks here. All right. One thing that I had always thought about, though, is that when Giants adds these functions into the game, I had always thought, oh, well, does that put that modder out of business? Right? Especially like with GPS, right? Get added in there, or some of the other features that you get added in, right? Like the MacDon pack, as an example. Because I thought, well, if it does become base game, what does that do to the original modder, right? But I find that I've noticed that those modders usually find something else, right? They gives them the option to improve on their mod, right? Even with courseplay, right? There's like when the GPS system went in, there's a lot of people that use it. I use it probably a lot more than courseplay. But I noticed that the courseplay guy, he still continues making courseplay and improving it using the features. So my point is that I think what happens is that when it gets added as base game, it makes it easier for those modders to improve or work on other aspects of their mod that they may not have been able to before, I think. So it actually helps them, I think, right? And then you get bigger and better mods. Guess I should probably close it up. They're gonna hit the truck. Drive. This has been a pretty chill stream. I've enjoyed this. I think what I enjoy about it is it's like a very relaxing map, but I think what I like is that I can just get right into doing something. Like every time I've ever launched this map, like even in the previous versions, I always know that there's a field that needs to be harvested right away and just jump into it. Like, go. Exactly. Um, Modders like to enjoy their game and they add to it, which I think is a fantastic thing. No, it's quite all right. People will just jump in and say hello or chat as they wish. So don't worry about monopolizing my time. And some people, that are in my community aren't really big chatters. They just want to listen. So having an active conversation from someone is always a good thing. Um, Myself, I actually do a lot of lurking. I usually do a lot of listening, like whenever I'm watching other people live stream. The reason why I'm that way is that my philosophy is that I find shut up and listen, you learn a lot, right? From reading the comments and listening to how people reply. Kind of like sitting in a classroom is how I find. So when I'm not live streaming, usually I'm just lurking and listening and watching the conversation carry on between the live streamer and whoever is talking in there, like yourself, right? Okay, I gotta hit. So I've always told people in my community they don't have to talk if they don't want to. Do whatever they feel is comfortable. Um, because we always have different types of people. Some people are comfortable with being very sociable, right? Um, and then there are some people that are very quiet and just like to observe and take in everything, which is perfectly fine as well. So, oh, it's getting pretty late on that too. Oh, I better check the main. I better slow that down. I'm gonna get the fields done in time. Give me a sec here. I've got it set the 5 times and it seems to be going a little quicker. That back down to real time for now. I don't know how much time I have to do my field, so I could probably look at the calendar, but I'm just going to chillax and just set it to real time so I don't have to worry about it so much. Okay. I'm gonna just take a quick break. I'm gonna be right back. My throat's getting a little dry. Right back. Oh, that's so good on the throat. Yep, for sure. I think I'm going to be going for at least about another 10 minutes anyways. It's about, how long have I been live streaming for? For about almost 2 hours, so I'm gonna stop in about 10 minutes. And then, it's starting to get a little warm here. But thank you for the conversation, Paul. Talked about so many things today, too. All right, let's make it to the end. I'm going to see if I could probably get like maybe 3 more rows before in the next 8 minutes. Just. And then, yep. It's only about 3 p.m. my time. It's still Sunday, so I think I might go out. Oh, it's a very sunny day today. We're just going into our summer month, though. So I'm gonna maybe enjoy a little bit of sun today. I value the sun because where I am specifically, I'm in a valley, and like I said, our mountains are very high, very high. And where I am, I'm like right on the edge, like pretty much on the west coast. I'm like probably about an hour away from the ocean, I guess. So we get a lot of rain. And the mountains trap the clouds a bit. So we get a lot of overcast spots. So if there's sun, it's usually nice. So I try to get my vitamin D as much as I can. So after the live stream, I'll probably go for a walk or go out and do something. Enjoy the weather. So probably by the end of next stream, I'll probably have this. Then I still have one more field to do. I have 2 fields growing something. And I will try to get back onto PV Rivers. So we will see about that at some point. I just needed a little break from that map. So once I saw Western Australia, I was like, oh, I'm going to jump on that. Hopefully we get the 4X version coming for Western Australia. Just have to see, I guess. And I'll also look at those map suggestions that were given to me earlier. Like Willow River, Nulla Creek, maybe. I'm not sure about Nulla Creek because that's 16X. I might try installing it and trying it, but if I find that my system can't handle it, I have a feeling it probably won't work, especially if I live stream it. Because when I'm live streaming, I'm using a lot of my GPU and CPU and everything. So, but the other thing too is the 60 neck might be a little bit too much. Sometimes I like 60 neck maps, but for me to get anything done, it can be a little overwhelming. Be doing here. Am I going to hit that, or is there no collision? Oh, there's no collision. Okay, that's a good thing, I guess. In about 3 minutes. Go. I'm kind of thinking I might even turn seasons off on this, just so that I'm consistently just doing crops all the time. Considering that too. Just gonna enjoy my time here. Usually the first day that I start a new map, I usually just jump into doing something, and then as I'm like combining, because when you're combining, you've got so much time to think about things, right? And think, well, how do you want this map to be? How do you want to do this? How do you do that? Right? We'll just see if we can make it to the other end again. I think I have soybean growing still here. Yeah, soybeans. So that's a cash crop. Go. I'll have to make sure that I feed my animals too, I guess. Put that on the to-do list. Yeah, these telephone poles used to be an issue. In previous versions of the map, you'd have like circles around them and stuff. I think people have said, well, just remove the collisions, which I think is great. All right, hopefully we'll make it to the end, and then I think we'll call it probably a live stream at that point. I don't think I'm gonna make it to the end though. I'm gonna just empty this out though. Way when I start live streaming again, I'll be able to jump back into it. Oh, excuse me. This truck's actually not too bad. I probably might do a dolly, and I do like the individual compartments on it, I think. Trailer. So I definitely think I'll be keeping it for doing like feed and stuff like that. Get to the end here. And then we'll call it a stream. So yeah, thank you everybody for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed the Western Australia map. I definitely enjoy it a lot. It's fantastic. Thank you, Jody and Paul, for jumping in and saying hello. Hopefully we'll be back here on this map for a bit. Wait. And yeah, take care of it, everybody. Remember to hit like and subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. We'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.